Are you making sure that you have the perfect eye to notice everything in your enterprise? Do you think whatever progress you're making towards your business is actually working? If you want to know all of these, there is something that you should do as an entrepreneur in the first place. You should keep in mind and keep noticing these key points that I tell you time to time, just to make sure that your entire enterprise is running in the right and proper way. I'm Varsha Renukumar. Welcome to the Freedom Business English channel. Do not forget to subscribe and download our Freedom app. So when I talk about entrepreneurs, everyone holds their own dreams and make sure that they have their own passion. But not everyone knows that over the time, when you're at the initial stages of the business, you have to keep making sure that you keep an eye on your business just to make sure if it's running the same even without your presence. Because initial stages, people might take a couple of time to get adjusted to the certain mindset, but over the time, they will run the business even without your presence. That's how a true leader has to be. But what people fail to notice when it comes to an entrepreneur are these key points. As an entrepreneur, if you're watching this video, make sure that you take these guidelines and use them even in your business. First is employer mindset and employees mindset. You have to make sure the top management is also working the same with the middle and the lower management, because people and the preferences might actually change over time. And as an entrepreneur, you have to keep in mind that everything is similar or at least matching to the level that both of them agree towards. Opinion matter, but making sure that opinion is right is in your hands. Each of them might have different opinions and different suggestions, but at the end, you are the one who should make sure the bridge is built. Over time, we all know that when it comes to the topic of building the mindset in each and every sector is not easy. You have to understand that everyone knows what is the sole purpose of your business and both the teams are working towards the same vision that you have looked forward for. But how do you make sure that each of the things that you are doing is actually what you represent, or whatever you are thinking is also preferred by all the other teams that are working for you? By this, you can actually think of one point by making each team understand why your business is on this position and what they have to reach and what is your end goal. Once they realize that what is the end goal and what is the main criteria of the business, they work together and build that bridge of same ideologies and come up with the same ideas and not have clashes when it comes to the management. Next one is cost of time and opportunities are incorrect. Let me tell you this, when you choose time and opportunities, you actually in the initial stage might miss out on a lot of things. Probably there might be something that you never expected and happen to waste time or miss out on better opportunities. You never know which luck strikes on your door and which is the thing that you should prefer. Sometimes not all the choices that we make are right, but we are bound to make mistakes because mistakes are the ones which correct us in the future as well. But repeating and then making sure that that mistake isn't covered or the problem isn't solved, as an entrepreneur, the entire blame is on you, because you are the sole reason this business is created. But the management is going to only work when you give them your ideas and also take in their ideas. The time might also exceed. Make sure that you keep up with the time. The cost of time today is very expensive. And once you lose that opportunity along with the time, what's gone is already gone. You might also get affected in a financial way. Make sure each and every opportunity that you get is properly analyzed and then understood, because sometimes even the slightest of slightest opportunities can give you a bigger hit. So make sure whatever you're thinking or understanding when it comes to providing people with opportunities or taking opportunities or giving people other opportunities, regardless of business, is done in a right way. Opportunities always has a limited period of time. So when we talk about time and opportunities, these go side by side by providing us with lots and lots of knowledge, because not everything is that easy to get. So once you've got it, make sure that you use it wise. Next one is don't let your confidence overrule your judgment. Let me tell you this. Over time, you would have started off with a little fear what this business might end up to be. What is the end result? But over time, you have to understand that keeping your confidence in control is the best key. Because I'll tell you, not everyone can keep their confidence in control. Over time, we have seen entrepreneurs who have failed because of overconfidence. Because you know that you can do it doesn't mean that you will do it. Having that motivation in you is a really good idea, but thinking and driving towards it without a proper plan might actually end up to a failure. So make sure that you have the right confidence for the right situation, and still it's always good to have one step back of negative thought, because you have to accept even the failure. If you're always confident by accepting that you're always going to win, then that is your biggest mistake. Not every day is a Sunday, and you have to understand that whatever you do might also have its own risk, might also have its own step down. You have to understand each and every step you take is like stepping on eggshells. If your mind is clouded by you being very overconfident, that might actually lead you to take wrong turns in your life, and that might actually make you feel that whatever you're doing is probably right, and which might not be right. So make sure that you're confident enough but not overconfident. Make sure that you always have the thought of there can be a chance of risk, because that is the one which is going to hold you back when you cross the border of overconfidence. Next one is that choose projects that can play with your strength. Because as an entrepreneur, you would have started off with the initial stages of strength. But over time, if you have to grow, you have to play with your strengths. When I tell play with your strength, choose projects that can actually challenge you to do stuff. Because you never know. Over time, there can be so many things that can come up in your life telling you or making you think so much that you can actually not make this project work. Choose wise. You know that your strength lies in what sector, and you thinking that you don't have your expertise in this particular sector doesn't make you a winner or doesn't make you smart. You have to analyze your strength and go about with that, because you never know when the trend is going to change, and you never know what are the other challenges which can come in as a company itself. By taking projects which can actually play with your strength, this is going to build you a nice structure and mold your knowledge towards encountering risks even in future. Every step you take towards challenging projects, or every step you take towards challenging situation, actually makes you a better person, because there is nothing to lose, but you can learn two things. Either by hitting onto the road of failure, you understand where you went wrong, or either by hitting the road of winner, you get to understand that you overcame the most difficult challenge. So this can actually be an encouragement or a motivation. You decide whether you want to be encouraged or motivated. As I said, when you make mistakes, there is nothing to lose. But do you really have the guts to get up and then still move forward towards your dream? But as an entrepreneur, remember that you are the sole person who has built this business, but not a person who has to go forward with the business. You always have to make sure your team is pushing you up, because they are the ones who are coming along with you. And last thing that I would want to tell you is that you have created something interesting. Make sure you have fun with it, because your business has to make sure and give you happiness. You end up crossing a lot of paths when it comes to a business itself. As an entrepreneur, you meet a lot of people, you meet a lot of youngsters, and you meet a lot of people who are interested in your job. Make sure you're providing them with the perfect guidelines, because at the end, they would want to be in your place in future as well. Your work actually has to encourage you and make sure that you are interested in your work even after 10 years, because that interest is what pushes you towards success. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Also download our Freedom app, because it's got more than 500 courses that you can learn if you are starting a business. Thank you so much. Get wise and break free.